Please wake up with Mother Clucker's tin sign. Fun. And if you're a coffee lover, it's a sign you might have to get. So it's still in my store. Hi, this is Julie, and you are watching my channel, Attic Treasures Flea Market. If you are new to my channel, I welcome you. And if you are returning to my channel, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And a special shout out to Sharon. I hope you got your doilies and I hope you love them. I didn't forget it this time. I always have my coffee light and sweet, so I hope that you will join me for this episode with your hot coffee or hot tea. And this episode is another episode that I'm doing that talks about things I have in my eBay store that I still have not sold yet. Things that just haven't sold. And maybe it's because they're too expensive or the postage is high. We all know that if you're mailing things. But that's okay. Eventually everything sells and I have a lot of stuff. Right now I have about 363 items in my eBay store. So we're just going to go over 3 small hauls. I'll tell you a few tidbits about me and my eBay store and some practices that I do take seriously or that I enjoy that keeps eBay fun for me. Here we have 2 little apricot colored ceramic pear-shaped dishes. And these are from Belmar of California Pottery. And hopefully you can see that made in the USA. These are darling. They really are. I love them. I suppose you could use them for spoon rests or for snacks. I don't know. What would you use them for? But those are nice. And that is a pair of 2. A pair. Because a pair is a set of 2. Let's see. Anything heart-shaped. If you've watched some of my other videos, you'll know that I love heart-shaped items. And this is lovely. This is made by Mikasa. I call this a candy dish. And the Mikasa calls it, their line, icicles. I was surprised this did not sell during my Valentine's Day heart special. I did have a few heart-shaped items left over, and this didn't sell. I don't know why. Okay, then we have a porcelain ceramic couple made in Taiwan. I will label them as Victorian looking. And I do pretty well with figurines. I have sold a few figurines. Oops, not able to turn these around too well. That's their back side. But these 2 are still in my eBay store, and I do well with figurines. These in particular I got from a friend who had gotten them at one time and just was, I guess you could say, decluttering. So she knows that I sell on eBay and she gave them to me to sell on eBay. They just haven't sold yet. Pictures. I love to scoop up pictures. I love vintage pictures or creamers. And this is one of them that I still have in my eBay store. And this one in particular is, I'll show you the label, the stamp on the bottom, is Iroquois, the line Impromptu. And I describe this as a mid-century modern atomic burst. Perfect condition, nice and clean. And don't understand why it's still in my eBay store. But I have sold other pictures, so I can't say that I'm overly concerned about this. And I do believe that I have a lot of watchers on that. I think they're just trying to see if I can wiggle my price a little bit more. Also, I'm here in Texas, and my husband and I will be returning to Maine in less than 4 weeks. So to kind of do some clearing out of my eBay store, I have reduced some prices. And if you want to check out my eBay store, Attic Treasures Flea Market. So I think when I went on this particular haul, I was really thinking about fruit, because I seem to have more fruit items here. Here is a very large clear glass hazel atlas chip and dip bowl, apple shaped. I think it's great. I really do think this is great. It's got the dip side and the chip side. It's a large, thick glass, pretty heavy. Chip and Dip by Hazel Atlas. Along the same lines of apples, these are a set of 4. I'm going to call them applesauce bowls. They are made by KIG, made in Indonesia. And I'm going to show you the, let's see if I bring that up close. Hopefully you'll be able to see the mark. Made in Indonesia and KIG. Again, I have a set of 4 of these lovely bowls, clear glass, pressed glass. What I really like too, besides the stems, is that textured leaf. So that's a really nice set. And then I have this, but this is not in my eBay store for a reason. And I'm actually using this. But this is one of those vintage French fry makers. Manual. Made in Germany. And the reason why I don't have this in my eBay store yet is because one of the screws was missing and I did not want to sell it that way. So I just haven't gotten to the hardware store yet to get a replacement. But as soon as I do, I will get that listed up on my eBay. Now, I will admit that I also have a heavy-duty French fry maker. And if you had to make a lot of French fries, this would not be the thing to get, because it is hard labor. Hard labor, I'll call it. Oh, but caught my eye when I did see it. I think a last item that I almost forgot is a tin sign. And sometimes I just get things because they just crack me up. And this one did crack me up. I hope I'm showing that to you well. And being that I'm a coffee lover, this one grabbed my heart. But I thought it was cute. It's made to look vintage. Mother Clucker's coffees. Wake up with Mother Clucker's tin sign. Fun. And if you're a coffee lover, it's a sign you might have to get. So it's still in my store. And that would be, I think that's it for that haul. So I'm going to ask you to hold on, watch the next short reel of what I showed you. It will include items that I did show you, and it will have some items in that reel that I did not show you, and that's because they sold. I'll also show you what the customer paid for that item and what my earnings were. And then we'll be back for haul number 2. Items I did sell are coming right up. I will include what the customer paid for the item, and that does include tax and shipping, and then my net earnings, which is what I received from the buyer, minus sales tax, minus eBay fee, minus shipping label, what it cost me to mail that to the customer, and what I paid for the item. The handsome figurine set, Capote Monte style figurine set, was a great sale. That was given to me by a friend who was decluttering. The white porcelain pitcher cow creamer, I got that at an antique store here in Texas, initially for myself. And this was a set of 3 window curtains, nautical window curtains that I got at a hospice thrift shop here in Texas. Okay, are you ready for haul number 2? I am. Okay. I don't usually sell jewelry because there's so many people that know their stuff and have nice stuff. And I just feel like the market is flooded. But when I get jewelry boxes that I sell, and right now I don't have any jewelry boxes available, but I always, sometimes they come with jewelry inside the box. And I've been kind of storing this up in a small box. And then this season I decided to list them on eBay. So that is what I'm going to be showing you. Again, I will give you as much information as I know. This is one of those long necklaces. Looks like one of those interlinked chain. And that is this is by Monet. And I don't know if that's gonna be able to show for you. And I don't wear costume jewelry or fashion jewelry. You know, some of the jewelry that I wear I've had for a long time. And it's just, I don't tend to vary from that. But again, these are items that I found in jewelry boxes that have kind of just been gathering dust. So this one, I think this is cute. And of course, I do love anything nautical. That's a starfish brooch. There's no marking on that. And that's in good condition. The pin is very good. Hopefully you can see that very well. And I don't have a maker on that. Another item, another brooch is a butterfly. And where's my little cheat sheet? This is made by Sarah Coventry. And it's a reticulated butterfly brooch. There's the pin. Spring is coming up. Spring is coming. So that is cute. That is very cute. This is a, again, I don't know who the maker is. There is no markings on this, but it's emerald green rhinestones with what I call an eternity circle. And then you've got the flowers, two flowering stemmed flowers. Again, this is another brooch and the pin's there. So I guess if you were to wear it, that would be how it would be worn. I love the sparkle. I love the sparkle. And then I have, these are Modernistic by Kenneth Cole. These are, I'm just going to leave them in the little sponge that I have here. Pierced earrings and the slide pendant. Some neutral colors. I call this Modernistic. And I will show you the back. a set. That would be a set of the pierced earrings. What I don't have are the backings. And what I don't have is the necklace actually that came for this. This is just the slide pendant and the 2 earrings. And then I think I told you in a previous video that I have a large collection of thimbles. And this is just one that I thought, I guess I thought this one would sell. I have sold some of my thimbles and I still have a lot of thimbles left. But this one in particular is the Music Hall of Fame. And I'm trying to look. Nashville. My goodness. Takes me a little while to really see that. But hopefully you can see that up nice and close. And the back to it. Anyway, that's one of my thimbles that has not yet sold. Tablecloths. I had years ago at an auction acquired like dozens of tablecloths, vintage tablecloths. I did spend some time cleaning many of them, but many of them were in great condition. And of the probably at least 2 dozen or more tablecloths that I had gotten, I believe I only have 2 left in my eBay store. And in particular, this one, which is definitely a mid-century modern design. Now, I don't know, I'll show you different parts of it, but it's really a large, I think if I wrote this down, 69 by 62 inch. So I will try opening it up for you, but again, it's really big. And I don't know if I can really give it justice. I will try. So if you love mid-century modern tablecloths, this one's for you. It's made by StarTex by Starmont. And again, that tablecloth, mid-century modern, is 69 inches by 62 inches. I do sell lampshades, and I have a wonderful source for lampshades here in Texas. I have several lampshades actually in my eBay store, and I've been successful with selling many of them. But this is an example of one that I still have. I'm gonna just show you. It's basically, the inside is tan or very light beige. The outside is, it's textured. I hope I can give it some justice. It's kind of knobby fabric, and it's got the fitter. But this is just one example of a lampshade that I do carry in my eBay store. This is I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 panel. I'll call it a bell. And then, I'm going to move my chair a bit and get this one down below. This is another lampshade that you won't see in the upcoming reel, but you'll see in the 3rd haul. I just thought I'd do my lampshades together. This is the 2nd lampshade that I'll show you. This is another round bell. I love the design, and I like the colors. I really do. Has the fitter. Nice and clean, white inside. And, you know, this might also be a bit mid-century modern. So that's that one. And then I also do sell lamps. And in particular, this one's going to take a little effort. This is what I call a ginger jar lamp. It's heavy. It's ceramic. And I'm going to show you the pretty front part of it. And bring it back a little for you. And then lift it up and get it a little closer. The bottom is metal. So between the ceramic ginger jar and the metal, what I call a temple base, this is a heavy lamp. It's a three-way. I check all my lamps to make sure they're in perfect working condition. I started last winter, not this past winter, but the winter before, teaching myself how to rewire lamps. And I was even doing some different types of switches, like inline switches and stuff. But this one, I did not have to rewire. It was good as is. And I think there might be a couple of very minor scuff marks, but it doesn't take away from the beauty of it. And I do have some watchers on this. So, and the one thing that might be preventing people from buying this is it's heavy, and the shipping certainly is pricey. My shipping options, I always offer United States Postal Service, both ground and priority. But on an item like this, and I do encourage buyers to look at the choices that I give them. I also offer FedEx and UPS options. And with items like this that are heavy, that are, they require a big box, they will always ship, usually most always ship more cost efficiently using UPS or FedEx. So, and then I'm gonna just show you, I showed you that lampshade. I'm gonna show you what's a collection that's in the third reel that you'll see, my third haul. And I'm just gonna show you this real quickly because it's mostly records, 45s to be exact. I have a total of, I wrote that down just so I could, I think, 38, lots of records. 45s. It's a whole. Now, I had gotten these box lot when I was, when I had purchased some furniture. There was a lady who had, she was trying to clean out her house and move in with her daughter. And there were some boxes around, and she was really hoping that I would take a look at those boxes and just, I think it was more to just get them off her hands. So this was a free box lot of 45s. I have sold a couple, but I still have lots and lots left. Now the one downside is that I don't have a record player here. So I'm actually not able to check them out to make sure that they're really good. So my visual is what is the only thing that I'm using to determine if these are in good shape. I'm not going to go over each and every one of them, but I thought that I would just show you a few of them. This is Peaches and Herb. I like the name of this title. I don't know if that's a popular group at one time. These are all vintage 45s, but apricot brandy. I've had it before, have you? Let's see, Ike and Tina Turner. It's gonna work out fine. Hot Rod USA, made by the Ripcords, produced by the Ripcords on a Columbia 45. Just a few more I'll show you. Groovy Situation by Gene Chandler. And the Carpenters, We've Only Just Begun. Jumpin' Jack Flash, Rolling Stones. Now, because I'm only able to do visuals and not actually check the records on a record player, I do have these priced low. In all fairness, I want to make sure that, you know, people are happy with their purchase by sure, you know, for sure. But I do admit in the listing that I'm not able to check these records. And the Beach Boys, you know, with summer coming up soon. What's that? I get around. And I think this will be the last one that I show you. Because again, I don't want to bore you with all of the 45s that I have. But this is the Bee Gees. Doesn't like the Bee Gees. Anyway, thank you for watching this second and third haul, actually. You're going to see again, a reel, my highlight reel. It will show everything that I just showed you and many items that you didn't see. That's because they sold. And following the reel, I'll show you what the customer paid for them and what my earnings were. Coming up real soon are the items that I did sell, and I will include what the customer paid for that item and what my net profit was. The Red Roses tablecloth that came from the auction where I had gotten dozens of vintage tablecloths, and that sold. Buyer loved it. Then lampshades. I have sold several lampshades, done really well with these, and this is an example of basically lampshades that I have sold, and I still have others to choose from in my eBay store. And then this is one of the 45s that did sell. I will follow this with a quick reel on the rest of the 45s and then come back real soon. Please stay on board because I'm going to have a little talk about my pricing strategy here on eBay and maybe a little advice if you are a buyer on how you can find fair prices on eBay. thank you for watching, and I hope you return because I have several more episodes of things I haven't yet sold in my eBay store. We are winding down here in Texas, where I've got less than 4 weeks to go. So I have started lowering some of my prices in my eBay store. I tend to I don't let, my goal when I list on eBay is to sell something within 60 days or less than 60 days. Definitely my ideal goal is within 30 days. But then realistically, sometimes 30 to 60. And I do go in periodically and lower my prices. I remain when I listed items before I even list them. Remember, don't be fooled by what items are selling for. Always, always look if you want to be making a competitive purchase, or if you want to be making a fair purchase, look at what the item that you are looking at has sold for. And I call those sold comps. So you go to the sold, what has sold? And then of course, when I'm listing items, I certainly like to kind of keep it within that competition. You know, there's always somebody that's listing really high and then somebody that maybe is listing really low, and there might be a reason for that too. But I try to remain competitive somewhere there in the middle. And sometimes even I try, if I really want to sell something quickly, I might be the lowest priced item. But I'm always going into my eBay to check how that item is doing and if I need to do any tweaks. And then one of those tweaks might be a reduction in price. So I won't bore you with any more of that, but I do ask that you hit that like button, the thumbs up, and if you aren't a subscriber, I hope you do hit the subscriber button, because I don't want you to miss an episode of what I still have in my eBay store. And I am surprised that it has not sold. But that's okay. Everything eventually sells. Thank you. Until we see each other again, thank you.